These functions either search vertically down a column, the Vlookup, or horizontally across a row, the Hlookup, to locate and retrieve information from that column or row. For most lookups, you must have a column element or identifier between the two reports or sets of data to compare. The common unique identifier in the reference file needs to be to the far left column of the data you are trying to retrieve. In our example dataset, this would be the information in column A, the account numbers. Therefore, text functions such as left, right, and concatenate are useful here to isolate the unique identifier on the left-hand side of the data. For this demonstration, we would like to compare the account balances derived from the journal entry testing against the general ledger account balances for the 6 accounts selected. In the top table, we have each account's account number, the value of the interim journal entries, and the value of the year-end journal entries, which gives us a resulting account balance based on all journal entries retrieved for journal entry testing. We would like to compare this closing account balance against the closing account balance as listed in the client's general ledger. The client's general ledger balances are found in the small table at the bottom. These were copied and pasted directly from the client's general ledger. In order to start the Vlookup function, we first select the cell where we want the data to be placed once Excel has looked it up, which is F2. Then in the ribbon, we click on Formulas, Lookup and Reference, then Vlookup. In the function arguments window, we need to tell Excel what data we want to look up. We would like Excel to look up the account number of each account and return to us the account balance as per the general ledger. The lookup value in this case is the account number per our top table, and the account numbers are found in column A, starting at row 2. The table array we want Excel to look up the value in is the table of general ledger balances, so the balances in A17 through B22. We exclude table headings for lookup functions. The column index number is the column number in the data set Excel is looking in that we want Excel to return to us. In this example, it is the account balance data per the general ledger, so those balances in column 2. So we would say 2. We can click OK. As you can see, Excel has returned the account value as listed in the general ledger to our table. We can drag the formula down through our entire population. And at a quick glance, we can see that 2 accounts have balances which don't agree, and we would need to perform further investigation regarding our journal entry testing. Now for the Hlookup. The Hlookup uses the same principles as the Vlookup uses. It is just that the data series is presented in rows and not columns. For this demonstration, I have included a horizontal table with exactly the same data in it as the previous example, except it's on a separate tab. The general ledger account balances have been recorded in rows, not columns. This will also show you that lookup functions can be used across tabs in Excel workbooks, as well as on the same workbook. In order to begin the Hlookup, let's go first to the table we would like Excel to return the data to us once it has looked it up. We want the data to be placed in column F, so let's select F2. In the ribbon, we select Formulas, Lookup and Reference, and Hlookup. As for the Vlookup, we need to tell Excel what data we want it to look for and what data to return. We want Excel to look for the account number, so the lookup value is those values in A2. And the table array where Excel should find the data is in the Hlookup2 tab and runs from B3 through G4. We go back to the function's argument windows and select the row index number, which is the value we want Excel to return to us. And in this example, it is the account balances per the general ledger, so the values in row 2. I'm not sure why, but Excel seems to have more trouble with the Hlookup and moving the data array series than it does with the Vlookup when you drag the formula. So in order to fix the data array series, we need to place $ signs to anchor our table array. We can click OK once we've anchored them. Because we anchored it, we can drag our formula all the way down. As before, we can see that the comparison between the year-end journal entries and the general ledger accounts results in two accounts that have differences would need to be investigated.